Interesting study there. Are you or someone you know seeking a job? Well, this latest study by job portal Naukri may bring some hope and insight. As per the study conducted, hiring has shown a strong rebound in the third quarter. Emerging cities are showing impressive growth as far as jobs are concerned, and fresher hiring is also stabilizing. While metro cities like Chennai, Hyderabad and Pune led the recovery, beyond the large metros really, emerging cities like Indore, Udaipur, Bhubaneswar and Jaipur have seen a significant growth rate, with Udaipur witnessing 17% growth in hiring overall and Indore growth rates up by 14%. Interesting to note here that as per the survey conducted, Jaipur has emerged as one of the emerging tech hubs, registering 48% growth in IT sector hiring alone during the third quarter. So these cities are really becoming crucial hubs for job opportunities, and this shows that growth is spreading beyond traditional areas and formats altogether. So, of course, to understand this further and these trends further, I am joined by my colleague Harsha from Jaipur. Harsha, Jaipur witnessing 48% growth in IT hiring alone as per the study, the sector clearly an outperformer.
Absolutely, Sakshi, and there's some very interesting data that we have in Jaipur. So, for example, Jaipur is listed as among the top 200 startup hubs globally. And a big reason for this is, after COVID and after what is, the pollution and getting choked in Delhi and NCR, Mumbai, people are moving away to two-tier cities. Now, what is the advantage that Rajasthan has? Well, definitely the fact that it's close to a big metro like Delhi. It's not very far away. The connectivity has improved. There is no pin code, as they say these days. There's no pin code for an IT startup or an IT company because you can operate out of anywhere. The rents are less, the cost of living is less, and there is a pool talent. Now, somewhere the government has also played a big role. Remember, iStart has got about 5,100 listed startups in Jaipur alone. And for example, Car Dekho or Hippo Cabs, these are people who are operating out of Jaipur. Even the Talk English app, which was started by a young couple. So, young couples, young people, there's energy and talent everywhere, and it's not limited to big metros. In fact, that makes a lot of sense to move away from a big metro and go to a two-tier city. So they're definitely driving the job growth. And in fact, next year, Rajasthan has just hosted Rising Rajasthan. Next year, it's going to hold be holding the Startup Summit in Rajasthan. So that shows you where the focus is coming from. And of course,
India's employment landscape.
Young people who are moving here.
Right.
There are people.
Right, absolutely, Harsha.
Yes,
as you were
absolutely.
explaining, the Startup Summit also
70%
coming there, and
growth
India's employment landscape really clearly evolving with AI job roles most in demand and fresher hiring also stabilizing as per the study. So your thoughts on that?
Yes, absolutely. So you see, if you look at places like Udaipur, you look at places like Jaipur, there's almost a 17% growth as far as jobs are concerned in cities like Udaipur and Jaipur. And most of these are driven by IT, technology and startups. There are no other big industries, but the startup industry is actually at the forefront of driving this job growth. Also, here you have investors coming in from outside. So, for example, in Rising Rajasthan, I met a lady who's coming in with an AI technology from abroad. They are non-resident Rajasthanis. They're coming back and investing up to 400. She alone was investing up to 400 crores. So that's definitely going to drive the job engine also. And like I said, the job growth is driving. It's revving up in Jaipur and Udaipur. And this is largely driven by the IT industry.
Right, largely driven by the IT industry, and of course to decode these analyze these evolving trends further, I'm of course joined by Diana Emanuel. She is a senior director in an IT company. Thank you so much for your time, Diana. Your thoughts on the roles most in demand? AI clearly most, AI roles, artificial intelligence roles most in demand at the moment.
Yeah, and thanks, Sakshi. So post-pandemic, we have seen a lot of revolution, probably, I would say, a disruption in the way of working. And talents in smaller cities are upcoming. So what we see is the companies, the major IT companies of India, or be it the global captives, they are not restricting themselves to smaller cities. And now with the startups coming, the Indian startups and their talent showing up, They are just going everywhere to smaller cities. And we can see there are a lot of digital transformation platforms like the Coursera, edX, Upgrade, where people anywhere, as they said, without a pin code, can upscale themselves. So the talent is available, and be it on the digital marketing, the AI, all the latest talent from the Ivy Leagues get delivered to people across the country. And India is not short of talent. So what we are seeing is, of course, a trend where smaller cities are picking up a lot of, and they are also trying to pull into the local market, which is great for Indian economy. And as you said, there are people coming from outside India also investing their money into Indian market. Both of them are going to propel this digital growth, and I totally feel there is a very promising future for the digital India transformation which is happening, and also for all the Indian startups. We can see the difference they are bringing, and also the quality which they are bringing. It's no longer the old jugaad setup where I need to build a product. It is I need to build the perfect product. They are building for the global platform and not just for an Indian platform. So yeah, kudos to this effort which is happening, and also the decentralization of economy which is happening with a lot of various initiatives which is helping and promoting these different startups in different regions of the country.
Right, building for a global platform, like you said, now what are the challenges really when taking initiatives for a global platform, and how do you think India can overcome those to, of course, look at further growth in the job market?
The talent is the only thing which can bring you to the global platform. So keeping yourself upskilled and keeping yourself up to date with what is happening. And I would say those who are in the startup world, they have that passion. They have that passion to bring the best and also learn from the best. So other than the talent pool, I don't think there are too many great propellers in the digital world. It is such a fair world. It is a very fair, flat world. So get a good product. That's what gets to the market. Get a good market which you're targeting. That is the mantra for a good product.
Right,
And
that really is the mantra you believe. But as per the analysis conducted, fresher hiring is also now stabilizing. So your message on training and skill development, that is now crucial for each sector really.
Yes, yes, yes. And again, when we are going to the fresher market, the kids are smarter nowadays. They know what to target, and when they are targeting the IT pool, they are preparing for that. If you see, there is a lot of internship programs going on across multiple universities where they know that students have to be industry ready, and that is how they are preparing them. So a lot of initiatives in that specific direction which makes them more job ready for the market. It is not theoretical knowledge which they are gaining, but they are gaining a lot of practical on job knowledge, and makes them more, I would say, suitable for the market directly.
That's right. And as per the study conducted, a clear shift really now, emerging cities driving India's job market, a clear shift really from traditional formats of growth that we've seen.
Yes, it has come to realization that talent was never restricted to the top tier one cities. And once you give an opportunity, once you build the opportunities and build the infrastructure across all these tier two cities, you you have the people coming out. And even during pandemic, that's what we saw. The talent was dispersed. It was everywhere, and that probably gave a lot of ideas, and probably it was a very deep thinking moment, as we say. Okay, work can happen anywhere. It was never restricted to the top tier one cities. So a pandemic changed the way of thinking, and then after that, I think it has been a lot of efforts towards that direction, which made it possible that yes, the smaller cities with their infrastructure, with their digital growth, with even the government focus, I have to say, with the university focus, all of them together, they built the talent pool in these smaller cities. And now they're competing with on equal grounds with the tier one.
That's right. But, increasingly we see balance really and, productivity really, how to measure it really remain key questions as far as employees are concerned, Diana. So, how do you think organizations can balance traditional formats and areas as well as roles with new emerging ones?
So one thing again which happened with COVID is many people went back, right? And many of those who have been adapted to the tier one way of working or the industry's model of working are now probably they have rooted themselves in these tier two cities. And they are trying to build the culture in the tier two cities. Of course, I would say it takes time. It takes time for a productivity to set in, for efficiency to set in. But there are certain warriors which are there in every tier two city, and they are leading those initiatives. And when you see the startup world, it is a lot of young people. They have their own way of working, and mostly it is the right way of working, because when you're building a small product in a small amount of time, you're not going to a multiple scale at that point in time, and that time you need a different kind of efficiency. The traditional model may not work. So depending on the scale of your industry, scale of your product, we have seen tier two cities learning, adapting. Again, they have the advantage of not having to cover the whole journey to learn what is best. They can directly go and take the best practices and apply them. So many of that efficiency related parameters are seen. Another thing which I feel is the typical old Indian mentality of jugaad has gone. We understand that quality is very important. We are trying to strive towards that. Of course, it is a long journey. It is a very cultural shift. So that is a very important shift which has to happen. Many have realized it, incorporated it, and others are on the verge of realizing it. Because without quality, your product cannot run long. It is a short stint. Don't be with a short vision.
Right, don't have a short vision, a near-term vision. But lastly, Diana, what is your outlook then for 2025 as India's job market continues to evolve?
I feel one, of course, with the global captives and the Indian giants going to different cities, that is a good pool for the be the fresh engineers or the laterals looking out. And also the startup market. Indians are looking into the local market. They are providing solutions for the local market, and that is going to be a big market. I feel we will have many good products coming out in the Indian market from our startups. I'm very hopeful about that for 2025.
Right. Thank you so much for this insightful interaction. Really, those really are the hiring trends that India has witnessed as per latest studies conducted. That really is as far as the hiring analysis is concerned. Emerging cities, the IT sector, AI in particular, clear outperformers. That's as far as, of course, the job market news is concerned.